Hey everyone, welcome back, or if you're new, welcome. Make sure and hit that subscribe so you don't miss any more of all the bookish goodies and fairy tale stories. So today I've got the appropriate background for you, especially I've got Mulan up there and my Mulan shirt. And in case you haven't figured it, it's a story about Mulan today. Reflection by Elizabeth Lim. And this is part of the Twisted Tales series. So it's Disney, but it's dark. And unlike the Aladdin story that I read, which is the first one in the series where the first 60 odd pages were the movie and we got little glimpses of it, the old cartoon, or at least, homages to it throughout the story. That is not the case with this one. They skip the beginning and go straight to, oh crap, we're on the pass and need to take out Shang because he's, coming down the mountain about to slaughter us all. And Mulan does exactly what she did in the cartoon and takes the cannon, shoots it at the mountain, and takes everybody down in an avalanche. And that's about the only similarity we have to the movie. In this case, she doesn't get, cut up and save Shang. No, she's all cheery that, hey, I did it! And does not think that, oh crap, this guy's right in front of me, he's gonna get me before he dies. So Shang runs up and takes the sword strike that was meant for her and ends up almost dying. And there's a few references still to the movie because Shifu's still in it and he's still a complete selfish, useless prick that, he should have been the one to die. And orders everyone to, forget Shang, just let him die, who cares? I'm the important one, and if anybody helps him, I'll kick him out and, have the Emperor have them killed. Because, there's a reason everybody hates him and only his mother could possibly love him. And Mulan says, screw you, I'm taking care of him. And so, she goes and loads him up on her horse as best she can, and everybody moves out to go tell the Emperor that, hey, we did it. We killed the Huns. Well, Shifu, led them to victory, and is going to take all the glory. And, they move off, and Mulan straggles along behind them. And every now and then they do, the guys will kind of slow down and we're going to help do something about it. You going to go get yourself all the way to the city without any help? Yeah, right. They've got his number. They know he's all talk. He might have the Emperor's ear, but really he's a useless pansy that needs their protection and guidance. So they disobey him a little bit, and Mulan keeps telling him not to because she doesn't want them to get in trouble. They finally make it to camp, and forget you. We did all that we needed to do to get set up. We're gonna go help now. We're gonna take care of our captain because we actually like him. So they get him set up in a nice tent and try to feed him, but he's burning up, fever, on the verge of death. Well, duh. And so Mulan says, it's my fault. I should have been a better warrior. I would have seen it coming. He would have been injured. So I'm going to take care of him and try to get him better. At least, be there. And she falls asleep in this tent watching him. And his dead father comes to her and says, hey, if there's anything that you can do, you can go to DU and try to bring him back because China still needs him. And so out of guilt and because, let's be real, she's got a crush. She, agrees and goes. She leaves Mushu, who is in this story, but very vaguely. He's basically just a name because they're not really keeping with the movie in this story. They've got the characters, but they're not really there. They don't do what they did in the movie at all. She basically is like, fine, I'll go. And I find it very interesting, and I definitely have to look into it, because I'll be honest, the only thing that I know about other cultures' versions of, like, the afterlife is, I remember on an episode of Charmed, which some of y'all might remember, not the new Netflix version, but the one with Alyssa Milano back in the 90s. Yeah, they had an episode of this guy getting killed and they needed to save him because he had 3 days before King Yama came for him. And that's my knowledge of the afterlife as far as, China is concerned of what it is. So, we get to see a lot of it here, obviously, and I'm kind of curious how much of it is the author's mind and how much is actually based on the belief system there. But Mulan goes with the Li family guardian, who is a big stone lion in this case, and goes, ticks off all the ghosts by cutting the line and going straight to King Yama to go, hey, he shouldn't be dead. I'll make a deal with you if you let me save him. Because, I promised. And she does make a deal that, either she gets him out by the end of the day, which days in the underworld and days in real life are not the same, so thankfully she has a few more hours, or, we both stay here forever and I'm your prisoner. And so, he agrees and can't figure out why Ping is not showing up in his book at all. It's like, you don't exist. What are you doing in the underworld alive? And you don't exist. And, so she goes and runs into General Li that can give her a bit of a hint, but nobody really knows their way around the 100 levels of DU. And there is the Lady of Forgetfulness that keeps trying to get them to drink and forget and just go, I'm gonna stay here because it's beautiful and this is my one chance of seeing my family again. And it kind of plays on some of the themes of the movie of her having to find herself and realize, why did I really do this? And, I love my dad. I didn't want him to die, but also, if you've seen the original version, you'll kind of recognize and understand why it's called reflection. Because at one point she has to deal with herself and makes the line of, maybe I did it, for myself so that when I looked in the mirror, I'd see somebody worthwhile. And I love that scene. It is very, anyone who has ever had, a bad time will recognize it, and relate to that of, maybe if I do this, I can like myself, because right now I suck. And no wonder everyone hates me. We've all felt that at some time, probably. I know I've definitely been there, so you were not alone, and, Mulan, it very much touches on that a lot every time she kind of has it out a little bit with Shang, because he trusts her, but he doesn't trust her, and there's a lot going on, and a lot of her kind of internally fighting with herself of, why did I do this? Do I deserve to get out? And the question does come up a lot, especially towards the end, when she actually has to deal with her reflection and figure out which of these things is actually me. Who am I? And it takes going through the underworld and fighting all these demons and these, illusions that the Lady of Forgetfulness is putting out, and essentially kind of trapping them inside themselves and getting them stuck dealing with their old memories and making them have to deal with this. Or go, here, now life is exactly what you want. Don't you want to stay here? As far as you know, this is real. Your family actually likes you. The town doesn't hate you. But, they fight their way out, and it's 400 pages of the various levels of the underworld and various demons, and she does get to see some of her ancestors. And even they're like, wait, I don't remember Fazu having a son. You're this big warrior that took out Shan Yu, but you're still such a disappointment that everyone only knows about Mulan? and King Yama can't find you in his book? But they have to help because they're the ancestors. You have to guard your family. But they're also kind of sketchy. There's a reason that they're still in the underworld instead of having gone, gotten reincarnated or gone on to heaven. Because apparently, there's a few different things that can happen to you in the afterlife, but it depends on how you were in the real world, what you get, and how long you have to wait until you get whatever your final sentence is going to be. But, of course, it's still Disney. There's still a happy ending. They do make it out just in time, and Shang finally realizes that Ping is Mulan, and he actually does kind of like her. But is it real? Is it not? Was this all just a weird dream? It's kind of trippy. So we get the ending, but we don't get the ending, and unfortunately, there's no grandma in this one. I love Mulan's grandma. She's just... dude, she's the best. But there's minor references to the movie, but it is very much its own story, and I love all the, different levels that they go through and how she grows and how they end up coming together and dealing with, maybe neither of us were completely honest and did what we did for the best reasons. And so they kind of, through this 400 odd pages, they definitely grow and change and learn to kind of accept who they are and how they are together. So it's still a Disney story, but it is definitely darker than you were, used to. So, if you're a Mulan fan, if you just like the whole Underworld thing, if you're going through some crap and want to feel like, hey, guess what? I'm not alone. We all kind of deal with coming to terms of whether we like ourselves or where we're at that point in our lives. It's a great story, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Bye! See you in the next one!